have a lot of books. It's no secret. I have a lot of books. Or did you just wake up one day and decide to break everybody's heart? It's our comfort space. It's our happy place. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Bookmarked by Aaliyah. Welcome if you're new here. I was not trying to start this vlog off in the car because I feel like I've been in the car for like the last, I don't know how many videos, but hey, this is what we got. I have an appointment at 10 o'clock and it's like 9:22 and I'm probably going to be a little late, but so I didn't have time to like talk to you. I was still at home. So here we are back in the car. It's our comfort space. It's our happy place in the car, right? I have no idea if I'm going to do this, but where I'm going is where the Barnes & Noble is. And I still have like a lot of gift cards. The reality is I don't need any books. The end of this video, I'm going to show you the book haul that I did from Book Outlet and a couple of books I got from Amazon, probably like in the last week, I think, week or about 2 weeks, I don't know, over time. And I haven't opened the boxes and I'm ready to be a psycho and like smell and feel my books. So you guys get the book haul after, you know, I'm out and about today, once I get back home. But while I'm out, I brought a gift card with me and I'm limiting myself to just 2 books. Hopefully 2 books, because I don't want to spend any money. I'm using these gift cards sparingly because there's so many new releases that come out like next month and in May and in June. So I'm trying to just save like my gift cards for like new releases or books that I like really want. But what I've noticed in my TBR, my physical TBR, I have a lot of books. It's no secret. I have a lot of books, but I was kind of thumbing through them and it was like, I noticed it after I read Listen for the Lie. I realized the reason I haven't really been reading thrillers is because I don't have any thrillers. I think I have like 3 thrillers and honestly like 2 of them I don't think I'm going to read. Out of the 3 thrillers I think that I have, I feel like I only really want to read like 1 of them. Like the rest of them are just kind of on standby. I'm not quite ready to give them up yet, but I'm just like in no real rush or mood to read them. But like I'm craving a thriller right now. I've been seeing like so many on TikTok, just so many, you know, Goodreads, and I'm like, I need another good thriller. Because again, Listen for the Lie was only the 2nd thriller I think I read this year so far, and it's mid-March, and I was like romance thriller girly through and through. But now I'm opening my eyes to historical fiction, and I'm really loving historical fiction right now. And in a couple of months it may change and I might be off of this and back on thrillers, I don't know. But right now, today, I'm kind of feeling, you know, buying some more thrillers. Like I don't really want to read it right this second. I just want to have them. So it's a lot of mixed reviews on Lisa Jewell. None of this is true. People say they loved that book. People say that they're confused and they don't know what the heck is going on and they don't know what they read, literally. Not like the phrase that we use, like, I literally don't know what I just read. No, like they literally have no idea what that book is about and what's going on. So they DNF'd it or they just hated it. So I'm like, that is just a wide range of reviews for that book. And I've been interested in that book for at least over a year. I've been interested in that book and I just never pick it up. And then Danny Reads, I saw her yesterday I didn't see her, but you know what I mean? Like I saw her on live yesterday on TikTok. She's new to TikTok, y'all. So if y'all not on TikTok, get on TikTok and follow Danny Reads. She was live just talking about like a bunch of thrillers and things like that. I only got a bit of it just because I was at work and I just saw she was live. So I tapped to see what she was talking about. And at the moment when I clicked on, she was kind of talking about Riley Sager. And I've never read anything by Riley Sager. And that's another author that I feel like is like hit or miss with a lot of people, or maybe just the books are hit or miss, not the author per se. And she said, if you're starting out with Riley Sager, you know, to start off with, I don't remember. I sent her a message on TikTok this morning, like, because I knew I was probably going to go to the bookstore today. I'm like, which 2 did you say to read again? I see the cover, but I can't remember the name of it. And I'm mixing it up with None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I want to say The Only One Left. I don't know. And then she said another one that is a popular one, but I cannot remember the name. So when she messages me back, hopefully she messages me back before I actually get in the bookstore. If not, I'll just leave with the Lisa Jewell book, because of course every time I go to Barnes that book is there, But watch, when I go today, it won't be there. Because every time I have my mind set on a book to go to Barnes and Noble, and I'm, dying to get a book, or like when I get in here, I make sure I get these 3 books. I never leave with those books because they never have them. So that's why I fool with Amazon a lot more often, period, because they're always going to have the book I want. Enough rambling about my alleged bookstore trip that I don't even know if I'm going to take today. It's only, time permitted. I might want to just take my butt home and read. Speaking of reading, so in my last video, I started A Worthy Love, and I'm still reading A Worthy Love. I did get out of Alaska, so that's a good thing. I'm out of Alaska, but I'm not out of my feelings for The Great Alone. But I'm about 70-some% in A Worthy Love, and it's good. Like, I think at the end of that last video, I was saying that it was just too much spice in the beginning, but I'm learning that was needed, because there hasn't been a whole lot of it, thus far in the book. That was needed to show like who they are as the main female character and the male main character. That's who they were. They weren't like, hoes. I mean, but they were single, they were having fun, they were doing their thing. So they kind of had to show the spice, because that was all that it was. But obviously that's going to grow to something different with a whole lot of other, things intermingled into the story. The story needed that. So I'm just going to continue on with this story. Like I said, I'm at like 70-something%. Hopefully I can listen to it while I'm like getting a pedicure and just kind of, make my way through that. But yesterday at work, I wanted that cozy feel like I got with, the previous book. So I started Harlem Rhapsody. That already seems like it's going to be a great book. I definitely feel like it's going to end up it may be kind of slow, but I'm kind of just looking for something slow and cozy. I'm not trying to rush through anything. I just want to enjoy myself with this book. So I'm kind of taking my time with it. What is it, March 19th? This won't be my last book of the month, but it just depends, because I'm literally just trying to take my time, with the book. And with it being, it's starting to become spring and it's nicer. There's a lot of, I'm gonna be a little bit busier just with doing little things, like stuff around the house and, doing some shopping and stuff like that. Just, I'm gonna be a little busier. So the time to actually like just chill and read, those winter, rainy, cold, snowy months are over. So I'm so glad I became a bit of an audiobook girl, because this is gonna make my reading a lot easier. It's gonna let me still dive into the books I want to dive into, without having to actually take that time or a couple of hours a day to actually just sit, do nothing, and read. I'm gonna have those days, trust and believe, but I'm sure those days are gonna start, dwindling down. I'm not gonna have that time. So I'm gonna drive a little reckless. Road rage may be in my future, so I'm gonna let y'all go until I allegedly make it in the bookstore. It is pouring raining outside. I had to run in here so y'all couldn't get the aesthetics today, honey. We are on a mission just to come in here and get some books. So I did find Lisa Jewell, but 2 Riley Sager books, they didn't have them. They have some by Riley Sager, but I don't feel like buying books that I'm not gonna read. Like, I had a plan and I'm trying to stick to the plan. However, I do have Scythe and Sparrow that I swore I was not gonna read. And look at me, standing in historical fiction. I really need to leave, because I feel like I'm about to be on some bull, because I'm up here randomly looking at stuff that I don't need to look at. And it's pouring. Like, I don't know that you can hear it on this video, but like, I hear it outside. It is a thunderstorm. So I'm about to look around. I would really rather have this book on hardback. So I'm gonna go in the front to see if they have it in hardcover. When I get home, we'll go over these books. But with it raining and I'm starving, you might get the book haul tomorrow. But I'll make sure you get it in this video. All right, see y'all in a bit. Okay, so I'm still here, hiding out in the stationery. I have a dilemma. A, I didn't leave when I looked like I was wrapping up in the next clip. You thought you were gonna see me at home. Nope, still here. Because I found Alice Feeney. And then this Husbands and Lovers is 50% off. I don't even have this on my TBR, impulse buying. But the synopsis sounds so good, I'll read it to you later. So what I think I'm gonna do is get rid of Skype and Sparrow, because my original thought on this book, I loved Butcher and Blackbird, but wasn't a fan of Leather and Lark. So now it's kind of like when you loved one, hated another one, where's this gonna fall? My gut says it's gonna be right in the middle, but I don't feel like making that commitment right now. And I didn't realize this was an exclusive edition, so it's more expensive than it would be on Amazon. So this one's going back. And I think these three, and I didn't see this on hardcover. I'm gonna ask them when I get to the front, but I think it's these three. At least I stuck with the plan with 2 thrillers. Stop judging me. So I'm back at home. It may be 2 days later. I don't know. It's still up for debate. It was raining so hard, y'all. I just came home and I chilled yesterday. And I had a lot of stuff to do yesterday too, so I really didn't get a chance to like go over these books, but we're about to do it now. So these are the books I got from Barnes, so we'll just do those first because the other 2 are in boxes. And you know, it's always a struggle trying to open those boxes. So as you saw, I mean, you saw the books I got, but just in case you don't know what any of them are about, I'll read a little bit of the back of these because it'll make this video like crazy long if I read the back of everything. But this is a super popular one. Lisa Jewell, none of this is true. Celebrating her 45th birthday at the hot new local pub, popular podcaster Alex Summer crosses paths with an unassuming woman called Josie Fair. Josie, as it turns out, is also celebrating her 45th birthday. They are, in fact, birthday twins. A few days later, Alex and Josie bump into each other again, this time outside of Alex's children's school. Josie has been listening to Alex's podcast and thinks she might be an interesting subject for her series. She is, she tells Alex, on the cusp of great changes in her life. Josie's life appears to be strange and complicated, and although Alex finds her unsettling, she can't quite resist the temptation to keep going on the project. Slowly, she starts to realize that Josie is hiding some very dark secrets, and before she knows it, Josie has inveigled her way into Alex's life and her home. So, looks like a stalker situation. Don't know. Can't really get a lot from that synopsis, which is good for me when it comes to a thriller, because the least amount of information I have, the better for me. I just like to go in definitely a thriller, kind of blind. So just, it looks weird. A weird chick is bonding with her over her birthday, and podcast elements are always top tier for me. So this is gonna be good. Then, like I said in the store, Husbands and Lovers, Beatrice Williams. Never heard of this author, but I kept seeing this book. I want to say like last summer, I kept seeing people reading it, but I had no idea what it was about. And it was 50% off. And a hardback 50% off in Barnes is like, you got to buy it, right? So this seems like a good like summer read for me. And I just, the synopsis just sounded really, really good. So I'm not going to read the whole thing of this because, you know, the hardback, they always want to put this scroll of a synopsis. So I'm just going to read like the little blurb. 2 women separated by decades and continents, but united by an exotic family heirloom, reclaim secrets and lost love in this stunning novel from New York Times bestseller of The Summer Wives. So apparently this author's written a lot of things, and I don't know. I just want to try her out. It's a new author to me, so I just want to try it. It looks like it goes between England in 2022, back to Egypt in 1951. So some kind of way these 2 women that are being discussed are, you know, gonna connect some kind of way. I don't know if it's dual POV. Yeah. Let me see. Oh no. Trying to see. I saw Mallory. You're looking for another name. Hannah. It looks like Mallory and Hannah's dual POV, dual timelines, historical fiction. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Then I got Alice Feeney, Beautiful Ugly. I've read a few books by Alice Feeney. I read like 2 other ones. I think the other 2 I read were on my Kindle. They were all good to me, all of them. I think it was just one that was kind of like, come on girl, you're reaching, and one that was kind of like, I don't know. Anyway, but I wanted to get this one. Again, I'll read a little bit of this. This is not that long, so I actually read this. Arthur Grady Green is having the worst, best day of his life. He calls his wife Abby to share some exciting news, and she's driving home. He calls his wife Abby to share some exciting news as she drives home. He hears Abby slam on the brakes, and when she sees something in the road ahead, over Grady's protest, Abby gets out the car. When he eventually finds her car by the cliff edge, the headlights are on, the driver's door is open, her phone is still there, but his wife has disappeared. A year later, Grady is still overcome with grief and desperate to know what happened to Abby. He can't sleep, he can't write, so he travels to a tiny remote Scottish island and tries to get his life back on track. And then he sees the impossible, a woman who looks exactly like his missing wife. Sounds good to me. we'll do this Amazon box. I had no reason to buy any of these books, but you know, you do what you do sometimes, you know? Damn, I just broke a nail. So, I got in this one, the second book in the New Haven series, Revive Me. I read Restore Me. I think it was my last book of 2024. And it took me over a year to read that book. So hopefully this book won't take me that long to read too, now that I kind of know, you know, the town and the people and know the vibe of the book. And again, it took me so long to read that book because I didn't want a book that was just overly spicy, and that's what it seemed like it was, you know, from everybody's review and things like that. But when I went in it was balanced out perfectly, and I loved it. I will never forget Dominic in that one. I think that's his name. And so this one is the story of two characters that were in that book. So I kind of want to see where their relationship is going to go. I don't know if this is a second chance romance, because I believe the two characters that are in this used to be together in that book. And then like toward the end of the book, they started to kind of, you know, start talking again or whatever. So I think this is just a continuation of them kind of rekindling. So in a way, it's a second chance romance. I know it's going to be spicy and steamy, so I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Y'all know I don't mind spice. It's just that I don't like it when it's just overly done and that spice made up your entire book. I just don't like when a book just has so much that you really can't get into the story because it keeps popping in and out. You know, it just makes it weird. So y'all, two more Kristen Hannahs. These are her, like, I think these are older for her. Let's see. I think the publication year in these are like 2011. And then this one is 2009. So these are two of her older ones. I kind of wanted to dive into some, honestly, I think Great Alone was kind of old actually, but I want to see her, you know, older ones too, to see like, do you still have this heartbreak, or did you just wake up one day and decide to break everybody's heart? You know, she could have just like transitioned into that. I don't know. I actually have Firefly Lane, but literally never got to it. I think I was an impulse buy too. I just saw it. I think I got that one at Second and Charles. Super, super cheap. So I'm like, why not? That might be one of the first Kristen Hannah books I bought and just never read it. Because I wasn't really up on her as an author yet. But I'm invested. Author by author. At some point, I want to read her whole backlist. Well, not her whole. She got a lot of books. A lot of her books, I'll say, at some point. So as soon as we finish Great Alone, the next day, Chastity's like, okay, so y'all want to buddy read these two books by Kristen Hannah? So I think we've just become a Kristen Hannah book club. Anytime we want to read a Kristen Hannah book, we're going to holler at each other and we're going to do buddy reads on Kristen Hannah. So I don't know. Join the club if you want to. It's not an official club at all. It's a club clearly we just made up in the last week, but you know, it's all good. I'm not going to read the back of two of these. You know, just expect heartbreak, expect something tragic, expect just a bunch of heartbreak, and that's what I'm thinking we're going to get. So Kristen Hannah, got those two books. Then Book Haul had their $5.99 sale not too long ago. So I only got like, I think I ordered 6 books. And then they emailed me saying that one of the books, which was The Partner Plot, Christina Forrest, wasn't available. Like, you know how they like have too many and they can't keep up with their orders. So I guess when I ordered it, technically they were out of stock. So I only got 5. So, and I wasn't trying to go crazy. I know $5.99 is a really good sale, you know, but that doesn't mean I have to buy everything in the sale. So first, I have the rom-comers, Catherine Center. I read The Bodyguard by her. I read Hello Stranger by her. These are like those comfy rom-coms. You know, some are like crazy, LOL funny, laugh out loud funny ones, but to me the two that I've read by her are like a comfort, you know, with a little giggle on the side. So I wanted to get another one by her. She's got a new one coming out this spring or summer. I think it's called The Love Haters. So I want to get this. I love these pink sprayed edges. This book just screams spring, summer, and I'm probably gonna save it for that. So this is like the female main character is a writer. She gets an opportunity with another writer to kind of help I guess with one of his screenplays or something like that. So obviously a relationship's gonna form from that. I don't know a whole lot about it, and honestly I want to be surprised, but I did get the rom-com, so I don't want to read like too much in the middle, you know, in the inside of it, but just because I just want a little bit of information for it. Then I have River Sing Me Home by Eleanor Shearer. I've never heard of this author. I've seen this book on Goodreads before, and I think I saved it as one to read a long time ago. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, I think I saved this book at some point. Forgot that I did. This is, I just read the little blurb on the back. Rare, moving, powerful. This beautiful page-turning and redemptive story of a mother's gripping journey across the Caribbean to find her stolen children in the aftermath of slavery is a remarkable debut. So it's a debut by this author. It's during slavery, so I don't know if like the mom is separated from the children and she does all that she has to do like any mother would do to reunite with her children wherever they are. So this seems like another good cozy read. Seems like this would be a good fall read, but I'm not really big on seasonal reads unless they're like super summery or super wintry. Like I feel like any book can be read at any time, but it's something about those like beach trips or Caribbean trips, or it's a blizzard where you are or something like that. Those just seem appropriate for the season, but this seems like a very comfortable read. Then I have Delicious Monsters. I've been looking at this book since I saw Kayla read this book like in one of her real old videos, like when I first started following her. And I believe it's a fantasy. I'm not going to read it because I kind of want to do, I definitely want to do this one blind. I believe it's kind of like a fantasy, but not like crazy world building fantasy. I think it's just more magic than anything. Black characters, black author. This is by LaSalle Samberry. She's a new to me author. So when I'm in that, like, I want something different, something out of my comfort zone, which I didn't do this month. Sorry. I just wasn't feeling that. I wanted a book on hand for that reason. Seems like it's going to be really good. So it says Daisy Sees Dead People. That's it. That's all I need to know. Then I have The American Queen, Vanessa Miller. Another book I've seen, you know, on Goodreads. So I was reading the synopsis on Goodreads and was like, this sounds really good too. And since I'm clearly in my like historical fiction bag right now, like I'm on it. Like, what happened to the thrillers, y'all? This is why I had to go to Barnes & Noble to at least have some thrillers, because I knew all the books that I got were either romance or historical fiction. So I was like, I need something to break that up. But, you know, your reading tastes change over time. So right now, I'm into historical fiction. It's just so cozy. It's just making me feel things. And it's like, it's one thing to finish a book like, I read a book. But sometimes when I'm reading the books that I have been reading, it's like, did I really enjoy that book, or was it just a good time? Like, what was I reading that book for? Where I feel like these historical fiction books make me feel something, and I just feel good after reading them. Where, not that I don't feel good from a romance, it makes me happy, makes me love on my husband more, you know, whatever. But it's still just like, okay, where I feel like those historical fiction books just stay with you, and it just either makes you thankful for what you have, or, you know, it just gives you all the feels. In 1869, a kingdom rose in the South, and Luella was its queen. Over the 24 years that she was enslaved on the Montgomery plantation, Luella learned to feel one thing: hate. Hate for the man who sold her mother. Hate for the overseer who left her daddy to hang from a noose. Hate so powerful that there's no room in her heart for love, not even for Honorable Reverend William, who she likes and respects enough to marry. But when William finally listens to Luella's pleas and leads the formerly enslaved people off the plantation, Luella begins to replace her hate with hope. Hope that they will find a place where they can live free from fear. Hope that despite her many unanswered prayers, she can learn to trust for new miracles. This just, again, another cozy one, another historical fiction. Lastly, I have The Attic Child, another book I've been looking at for like a while. This is by Lola J. I've heard of this author before, never read anything by this author before. I don't know if this is a debut. I really don't know. I don't know if I just keep seeing people read this book or keep hearing this author. I'm not sure. A riveting dual narrative of love, loss, and identity, centering on two children separated by decades who, bound by a secret, found themselves locked away in the same attic years apart. So I know there's going to be an attic involved in this book, and it's going to go from somebody who was in that attic in the past and somebody who's presently in this attic. And I guess they're going to find out something from the one in the past. It's going to link them some kind of way. Again, definitely one I kind of want to just go for the ride. I don't want to know a lot about it. So Hope y'all can get something from it. If anything, just to add to your TBR to look up for yourself to see if you want to read it. I'm not counting them, but I think this is 11 books that I got in this book haul. And y'all, I need y'all to send your prayers out that I don't show my face in another bookstore. However, I know next month I'm going to a bookstore, but I'm limiting myself to 2 books that day. So outside of that, one of these like 6+ book hauls, I don't want to do another one of these until we're like mid to late summer. I'm putting this on here so I can have documented proof that I said this. So I'm allowing y'all to come for me if I come with a book haul at any point before June or July. I'm not saying a book buying ban, because we don't say that over here. That's ridiculous talk. Like, why would we put ourselves on a book buying ban when this is our happy place, right? So I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to slow down on the book buying. There's a lot of new releases that come out between May and June. So hopefully by, I'm gonna say June. June will be when I buy more books, because I have all of these. So I don't have to read the new releases when they come out. It's a lot coming out, y'all, but I'm gonna try to stick to that. So thank y'all for hanging out with me the last few days. Thank you for coming with me to Barnes to pick out my books, and thank you for watching this book haul. Hope you got something that you can add to your shelf, and I will see y'all on the next